Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The act of going from one place to another. Change location, move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. We traveled from Rome to Naples by bus. Travel upon or across. Travel the oceans. Undertake a journey or trip. A movement through space that changes the location of something. Self-propelled movement. Make a trip for pleasure. The act of going from one place to another. He enjoyed selling, but he hated the travel. Travel from place to place, as for the purpose of finding work, preaching, or acting as a judge. Undergo transportation as in a vehicle. We traveled north on Route 508. The act of going from one place to another. The act of changing location from one place to another. Police controlled the motion of the crowd. Show, express or direct through movement. An optical illusion of motion produced by viewing a rapid succession of still pictures of a moving object. The cinema relies on apparent motion. A natural event that involves a change in the position or location of something. A formal proposal for action made to a deliberative assembly for discussion and vote. He made a motion to adjourn. The use of movements, especially of the hands, to communicate familiar or prearranged signals. A change of position that does not entail a change of location. The reflex motion of his eyebrows revealed his surprise. A state of change. They were in a state of steady motion. Give an incentive for action. This moved me to sacrifice my career. Be in a state of action. Change location, move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. The soldiers moved towards the city in an attempt to take it before night fell. The act of changing location from one place to another. The movement of people from the farms to the cities. Cause to move or shift into a new position or place, both in a concrete and in an abstract sense. The director moved more responsibilities onto his new assistant. Perform an action, or work out or perform an action. We must move quickly. The act of changing your residence or place of business. They say that 3 moves equal 1 fire. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Have an emotional or cognitive impact upon. Follow a procedure or take a course. A change of position that does not entail a change of location. Movement as a sign of life. Progress by being changed. Propose formally, in a debate or parliamentary meeting. Arouse sympathy or compassion in. Her fate moved us all. Change residence, affiliation, or place of employment. We moved from Idaho to Nebraska. Dispose of by selling. The chairman of the company told the salesman to move the computers. Game. A player's turn to take some action permitted by the rules of the game. Go or proceed from one point to another. The debate moved from family values to the economy. Live one's life in a specified environment. She moves in certain circles only. Move so as to change position, perform a non-translational motion. He moved his hand slightly to the right. The act of deciding to do something. He didn't make a move to help. The act of changing location from one place to another. The movement of people from the farms to the cities. A euphemism for defecation. He had a bowel movement. A group of people with a common ideology who try together to achieve certain general goals. He was a charter member of the movement. An optical illusion of motion produced by viewing a rapid succession of still pictures of a moving object. The succession of flashing lights gave an illusion of movement. A natural event that involves a change in the position or location of something. A general tendency to change, as of opinion. A broad movement of the electorate to the right. A change of position that does not entail a change of location. Movement as a sign of life. A series of actions advancing a principle or tending toward a particular end. The movement to end slavery. A major self-contained part of a symphony or sonata. The second movement is slow and melodic. The act of changing the location of something. The movement of cargo onto the vessel. The driving and regulating parts of a mechanism, as of a watch or clock. It was an expensive watch with a diamond movement. Traveling around something, by ship or plane. Magellan's circumnavigation of the Earth proved that it is a globe. The travel of a commuter. The act of putting one thing or person in the place of another. Law. The reduction in severity of a punishment imposed by law. A warrant substituting a lesser punishment for a greater one. The travel of a commuter. A path, often marked, where something, as a street or railroad, can be crossed to get from one side to the other. A junction where one street or road crosses another. Genetics. The act of mixing different species or varieties of animals or plants and thus to produce hybrids. A shallow area in a stream that can be forded. A point where two lines, paths or arcs etc., intersect. A voyage across a body of water, usually across the Atlantic Ocean. Traveling across. Hitting a golf ball off of a tee with a driver. Having the power of driving or impelling. A driving personal ambition. Acting with vigor. Responsibility turned the spoiled playboy into a driving young executive. The act of controlling and steering the movement of a vehicle or animal. The sport of sitting on the back of a horse while controlling its movements. Travel by being carried on horseback. The act of traveling from one place to another. Travel upon or across. Undertake a journey or trip. The act of traveling from one place to another. Taking an excursion for pleasure. A part of a forked or branching shape. A prosthesis that replaces a missing leg. A section or portion of a journey or course. A cloth covering consisting of the part of a pair of trousers that covers a person's leg. A human limb. Commonly used to refer to a whole limb but technically only the part of the limb between the knee and ankle. A structure in animals that is similar to a human leg and used for locomotion. Nautical. The distance traveled by a sailing vessel on a single tack. One of the supports for a piece of furniture. The limb of an animal used for food. Traveling about. They took the show on the road. Traveling about. Traveling or wandering around. The sport of sitting on the back of a horse while controlling its movements. Travel by being carried on horseback. Traveling about without any clear destination. Migratory. Travel by water. The work of a sailor. Used on the high seas. Seafaring vessels. Plan, organize, and carry out an event. The neighboring tribe staged an invasion. Perform a play, especially on a stage. We are going to stage Othello. A specific identifiable position in a continuum or series, or especially in a process. At what stage are the social sciences? Any distinct time period in a sequence of events. We are in a transitional stage in which many former ideas must be revised or rejected. A small platform on a microscope where the specimen is mounted for examination. A section or portion of a journey or course. Then we embarked on the second stage of our Caribbean cruise. A large coach and four formerly used to carry passengers and mail on regular routes between towns. We went out of town together by stage about 10 or 12 miles. A large platform on which people can stand and can be seen by an audience. He clambered up onto the stage and got the actors to help him into the box. Any scene regarded as a setting for exhibiting or doing something. All the world's a stage. The theater is a profession, usually the stage. An early movie simply showed a long kiss by two actors of the contemporary stage. The production of a drama on the stage. A system of scaffolds. Getting rid of a stage of a multi-stage rocket. Travel by stagecoach. Taking a zigzag path on skis. Travel across. Taking a zigzag path on skis. To cover or extend over an area or time period. Rivers traverse the valley floor. A horizontal beam that extends across something. Travel across or pass over. Deny formally, an allegation of fact by the opposing party, in a legal suit. A horizontal crosspiece across a window or separating a door from a window over it. Travel across. Traveling about without any clear destination. The act of traveling by foot. Walking is a healthy form of exercise. Careers in general. It happens in all walks of life. Take a walk. Go for a walk. Walk for pleasure. The lovers held hands while walking. Manner of walking. He had a funny walk. Baseball. An advance to first base by a batter who receives 4 balls. A path set aside for walking. After the blizzard, he shoveled the front walk. Accompany or escort. I'll walk you to your car. A slow gait of a horse in which 2 feet are always on the ground. Be or act in association with. We must walk with our dispossessed brothers and sisters. Give a base on balls too. Live or behave in a specified manner. Walk in sadness. Make walk. He walks the horse up the mountain. Obtain a base on balls. The act of walking somewhere. He took a walk after lunch. Traverse or cover by walking. Paul walked the streets of Damascus. Use one's feet to advance. Advance by steps. We walked instead of driving. Walk at a pace. The horses walked across the meadow. Traveling about without any clear destination. She followed him in his wanderings and looked after him. Migratory. Wandering tribes. Of a path, e.g. The river followed its wandering course. Having no fixed course. His life followed a wandering course. Travel by water. Exposed to fresh air. The mass of air surrounding the Earth. It was exposed to the air. Travel via aircraft. Air travel involves too much waiting in airports. Exposed to cool or cold air so as to cool or freshen. Air the old winter clothes. A slight wind, usually refreshing. As he waited, he could feel the air on his neck. A succession of notes forming a distinctive sequence. She was humming an air from Beethoven. A distinctive but intangible quality surrounding a person or thing. An air of mystery. Broadcast over the airwaves, as in radio or television. We cannot air this X-rated song. Make public. She aired her opinions on welfare. Medium for radio and television broadcasting. The program was on the air from 9 till midnight. A mixture of gases, especially oxygen, required for breathing, the stuff that the wind consists of. Air pollution. Be broadcast. This show will air Saturdays at 2 p.m. Exposed to warm or heated air, so as to dry. Once thought to be one of 4 elements composing the universe, Empedocles. The region above the ground. Her hand stopped in mid-air.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.